Ever felt like you're not enough? Like the world is moving too fast, and you're just stuck in place? Maybe you've looked in the mirror and wondered if you're doing okay. Well, let me tell you something, you are more than you think. You have more strength, more potential, and more value than you give yourself credit for. Sounds cliché? Maybe. But it's also the truth. Let's dive into why you're much bigger than the limits you place on yourself. But first, make sure you subscribe to keep the royal community growing. 1. The voice inside your head. We all have that little voice in our heads. You know the one, it loves to remind us of every mistake, every flaw, every reason why we shouldn't try something new. It's loud, it's convincing, and most times, it feels like it's right. But guess what? That voice is lying to you. We tend to believe the worst about ourselves, it's like we're wired to underestimate our own abilities. But what if that voice was just fear? What if it was just self-doubt wearing a clever disguise? Every time it says, you can't, it's actually saying, I'm scared. Key point, your potential isn't limited by that voice in your head, it's shaped by how often you dare to ignore it. 2. You've survived more than you realize. Think about everything you've gone through, all the challenges, the heartbreaks, the setbacks, and yet, here you are. You survived. Maybe it didn't always feel like you would, but you did, that's proof of your strength. Remember the days when you thought, I can't do this? But you did. You pushed through that tough time at work, that painful breakup, that period when everything seemed to be falling apart. And maybe you're still fighting through something right now, but history shows you always get back up. Every hardship you faced is evidence of how strong you truly are, even when you didn't feel it. 3. You are full of untapped potential. It's easy to forget how capable you are when you stick to routines. Wake up, go to work, come home, repeat. But think of all the things you haven't even tried yet. There are talents, skills, and passions buried inside you waiting to be discovered. When was the last time you tried something completely new? The truth is, we often limit ourselves to what feels familiar, what feels safe. But real growth happens when you step outside of that comfort zone. You are more than your current situation. You are more than your past mistakes. You are more than the box you've put yourself in. You haven't even scratched the surface of what you're capable of. The only thing standing in the way is fear of the unknown. For others see more in you than you do. Ever had a friend or loved one tell you how much they believe in you? Maybe they've said something like, you're so smart, you're so talented, or you can do this. And your first thought was, me? Are they serious? Here's the thing, they're not just being nice. They're seeing something in you that you don't see in yourself. Sometimes, we need an outside perspective to remind us that we're more than we think. It's easy to overlook our own strengths when we're focused on what we think is wrong with us. Key point, when someone compliments your abilities, believe them. They're noticing something real, even if you can't see it. 5. You define your own worth. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not defined by your worst moments. You are not limited by the expectations others place on you. Too often, we base our self-worth on external factors, a job title, a relationship, a number on a scale. But none of those things define who you are. You get to decide what you're worth. And the truth is, you are priceless. Imagine if you measured your worth by the kindness you show, the resilience you've built, and the love you share with the world. Suddenly, the things that seem to matter so much start to fade away. You're left with the realization that you are so much more than what you do or what you have. You are valuable just for being you. Key point, your worth isn't tied to external success. It's rooted in who you are, and who you are is enough. 6. The journey never ends. Self-discovery is not a one-time event. You don't wake up one day and suddenly have it all figured out. Life is a constant process of learning, growing, and evolving. Every experience, every mistake, every triumph adds to who you are. You are not a finished product. You are a masterpiece in progress. And as long as you keep moving forward, keep challenging yourself, and keep believing that you are more than you think, there's no limit to what you can become. You are more than your doubts, your fears, your setbacks, and your mistakes. You are stronger than you think, braver than you realize, and capable of more than you've ever imagined. The next time that little voice in your head tells you you're not enough, remind yourself of everything you've survived, everything you've accomplished, and everything you still have left to do. You are more than you think. And the world is waiting to see all the incredible things you're capable of. Take a deep breath. Right now, in this moment, remind yourself, I am enough. Then go out there and prove it to yourself. Try something new, face a fear, take a step towards that dream you've been putting off. Because the truth is, you are so much more than you think. And it's time to start living like it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to get to join the royal community. Thank you so much for watching.